Hey, it's Forest After Dark with another entry in my series where I'm going through my journey of writing the second novel in my series, and I give you writing tips and advice if you are working on a novel yourself. Tonight is actually kind of more of a journal entry than anything else, but I will give you some tips and tricks for your own journey in writing your book. If you're writing a novel right now, you're in the right place. Every night I release another entry in this journey. This was actually a suggestion that my wife made, and to do this, and here I am. One of the things that people who've been watching my videos really liked was they really liked the video where I share what I'm reading right now, and that has been slightly updated. I actually just recently finished reading Procrastination Proof by Jon Acuff. If you are someone who is feeling, stuck right now, maybe you have ideas of things that you want to do with your life, a book you want to write, for example, but you're struggling to get past the procrastination stage and into the doing stage, that is a fantastic book to read. It's very short if you're afraid of that. If you're afraid of the length, it's a very short book, very easy to get through. I highlighted in that book, and I'm probably going to read it again someday. It was excellent. But yeah, I just finished that, so my next non-fiction book is going to be YouTube Secrets. This is a book about, it is a guide to growing your following and making money as a video influencer on YouTube. Obviously, posting videos on this channel and posting videos on my other channel, Forrest David. Pretty obvious that that is something that I want to do. I actually just finished reading two chapters actually, for The Witcher, Sword of Destiny. Still working my way through that. And then the other book that I'm reading right now is City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. Interestingly, funny thing is, the copy that I had before was a library copy, and then my birthday was just recently, so, a family member bought me a copy of the book, so I just switched from the library copy to a copy that I now own and can have forever. I also do love this cover a lot more than I like the cover of the library copy. So, I did get some writing done tonight. I got some writing done last night and tonight. And I really thoroughly enjoyed both experiences. And one thing that I did that I think would be really good for you to learn as someone who is, if you're writing a book yourself, is I took a scene that I finished writing. Now, obviously, this being the rough draft, this is, like you are at the stage where you can make pretty much all the changes that you want. But I basically, last night, I wrote a whole scene, or at least most of it, and then I was thinking about it throughout the day today, and I went back tonight. I went back to that scene, and I actually split the scene several ways, I guess you can say, where I, instead of just writing strictly from one character's perspective, I actually split the scene up so that I was capturing two different perspectives. So why do I do this? The reason why I did this, I love how I'm being dramatic. The reason why I did this was because when one character chooses to do something in that scene, but the motivations as to why the character does that was a little bit fuzzy. However, without giving, too much away, I realized, wait a minute, if I switch perspectives and I write from this one character's perspective in particular, then that helps lay out their motivations or lay out, the reason why they would do this particular thing. Because from the other character's perspective, you're not really getting that. And sometimes, it's best to not spell everything out for the reader. Sometimes the reader can figure it out on their own, and that's good, but I did not feel like I was communicating even the subtlety very well. I think if you're writing a scene involving several characters and and all of those characters are doing these different things, they are pushing the plot along, but you don't quite feel like the motivations behind a character's actions are being communicated very well, this might be an opportunity for you to look at the scene again and figure out, do I need to split this scene up to cover more than one perspective? If the answer, and sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the scene is good the way it is, and the motivations are there. Maybe you just don't, maybe you just don't believe it because it's not being spelled out for you. However, there's also nothing wrong with retrying the scene, splitting it into a couple of different perspectives, then you look at it again, and if you feel like it actually made the scene worse rather than better, that's okay. Scrap it, go back to the original version. I always, if I'm not sure if I want to change a scene permanently, I always copy the current version of the scene that I have and paste it somewhere where, it can be safe and not get erased. And then if I decide to go back to the way it was originally, then I still have the scene saved. We're all good. Sometimes it's fun to experiment. It's fun to see what you can do if you change a character's perspective. There might be times where you write a scene where it's only covering one character's perspective, but then you rewrite the scene from another character's perspective, and you find out that the scene is actually an improvement by rewriting it from another character's perspective. So yeah, I guess in short, this video or this entry was about perspective. When is it necessary to change the character's perspective? For me, this is as the final thing that I want to say about perspective tonight. When a scene or when a character's perspective becomes unnecessary, to me personally, it becomes unnecessary if writing in that character's perspective, you don't reveal anything new about that character. If you can literally swap out one character's perspective for another and it doesn't change anything, that's when you might want to consider changing the perspective. If you're not revealing anything new about the character, if writing from a certain character's perspective is no more unique than writing from another, or it's less unique than writing from another, that's when you would want to consider changing. So anyway, I don't want to run too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want more entries like these, I do this almost every day. Go ahead, like this video and subscribe. And I will see you next time with another entry tomorrow night as I go through my journey writing my book. My first book, The Glass God, is available in the link in the description below on Amazon. And I am working on the second book in the Glass trilogy. Title still to come. I will see you guys next time.